What's up everybody, my name's Alan with Pineapple DIY. Today I'll show you how I built a pergola for the messy grapevines overtaking my front yard. Hope you enjoy the video. So the first step for me, but maybe not for you, was to clean up the area. My front yard's plants have been neglected for a while and needed some TLC. This involved a lot of weeding and trimming back the overgrowth that was happening. It was honestly the hardest part of the project. Before building up, I wanted to make sure that the surface I was working on was level. There are already these red brick tiles there from when the flower bed originally got built. I leveled each section with some sand that you can find at the local Home Depot or the beach, and some love taps from my mallet. After each section was leveled, I used a 2x4 and leveled each section with each other. I set up a backstop on the miter saw. This assured that every subsequent cut would be the same length as the first. Don't forget to wear proper safety equipment when operating machinery to protect your eyeballs and earballs. I made a drilling template to use when drilling the holes for the bolts. This helped me avoid the bit going in at an angle and keeping the holes equal distance from the top of the posts. The template made the whole project a lot easier as I didn't have to measure before drilling each hole. After drilling the holes, I needed to attach the top and mid bars to each post. This made the two frames that made each side of the pergola. I attached the frame together using a 6-inch long, 1/2-inch diameter bolt with a washer on each side and a nut. I would also recommend using a lock washer as well to keep the whole thing from jiggling. Lifting the frames into place was a bit difficult because the structure got heavy. After having some difficulty doing this by myself, I grabbed a dad that was passing by to help me. So the reason I decided not to use any existing supports for this project like the house wall or concrete to put the post into is because that would have made the pergola a permanent structure. In my city, a permanent structure requires city building permits and a lot of hoops to jump through. This may not be the case for your area, but always check the local building code. After building the two frames, I connected them using a horizontal beam. I used clamps at all the connection points to keep everything in place and steady while I drilled the same hole and used the same 6-inch bolts to connect everything together. You could attach the horizontal beams with the frames in standing position, but this would require 3 people to help you. The same dad from earlier helped me lift the structure into place. To get the legs straight, I attached a T-square or carpenter square to the top beam and clamped it in place. I then tapped on each of the legs with my mallet until they were in line with the T. I needed to add diagonal bracing to the pergola to prevent it from collapsing sideways. I used 3 4-inch self-drilling screws to fix the diagonals to the pergola. You can pre-drill the screws into the diagonals so that you have a free hand when trying to hold it in place. A clamp also helps with this process. I used 4 diagonals total to support each leg. I attached 5 rafters to hold the lattice up. You can skip this step and put the lattice directly on the horizontal beams, but I thought it would look nice to have the rafters in. They also provide a little extra support to the lattice when the grapes start growing in on the vine. I used the same 4-inch screws to hold the rafters in place. The last step of the build was to put the lattice on top. Trying to get that 4-foot by 9-foot lattice on top by myself was a real boneheaded move. It was kinda dangerous going up the ladder backwards by myself with the lattice in hand. I should have grabbed someone else to help me with this step. After getting it on top and stepping back and taking a good look, I really thought this brought the whole project together visually. With the pergola finally done, I could start hanging the grapes on top of it. I used zip ties to hold the base of the grape plant to one of the posts and just swung the vines over the top. Hey, and with this, the project was finally complete. I love the way it turned out and the benefits that it came with. When the grapes finally come in the spring, they'll be easy to pick off the top and they'll keep the grapes away from the ground insects. It also provides shade for both the living room and the gardenia plants that grow below it, which grow best in partially shaded areas. If you liked what I did, please show some love by giving the video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more projects. And if you like the beat behind the video, check out Hungry Audie on Instagram or SoundCloud. The animation in front was done by my friend Eddie. Check out his profile linked below. Thank you so much for the support and also thanks for watching. Okay, getting desperate now.